Hey everyone, today we're going to demystify a piece of tech that's being called the central brain for your entire virtual desktop world, the Omnissa Horizon Control Plane. So let's jump in and see what that's all about.
Alright, so if you're in IT, you already know this headache, right? You've got virtual desktops and apps running in your own data center. But you're also using public clouds like Azure or AWS. How on earth do you manage all of that without, completely losing your mind? It's a massive challenge.
So here's how we're going to break it down. We'll start with what we're calling the hybrid desktop dilemma. Then we'll see how a central brain appears to solve it. We'll look at how the brain works, check out the efficiency payoff, and wrap it all up with what this means for your new unified horizon. Okay, first up, the hybrid desktop dilemma. And really, this is all about that feeling of controlled chaos. Or let's be honest, sometimes just plain chaos. You're trying to keep all your desktops and apps running perfectly when they're scattered all over the place, from your own servers to multiple public clouds. And this really gets to the core of those daily pain points. You're constantly jumping between different management consoles for each environment. Your users are getting a totally different experience depending on where they log in. A simple Windows update? Nope, that's a huge project now. All of this just adds up to insane operational costs and a security setup that's full of holes. It's just inefficient and really risky.
So, what's the fix? Well, that brings us right to our next part. A central brain appears. This is where we get to talk about the Omnissa Horizon Control Plane, which is designed to be the answer to all of that complexity.
So what is this thing really? At its heart, the Horizon Control Plane is a cloud-based software-as-a-service platform. It's built from the ground up to do one thing really well: manage virtual desktops and apps no matter where they happen to be living. Think of it as your single command center floating up in the cloud.
And I love this analogy because it really captures the idea. This isn't just another management tool, it's the brain. It's what provides the intelligence and the coordination you need for a modern distributed desktop service. It's the thing that connects all the dots.
Okay, so we're calling it a brain, but how does it actually work? Let's pop the hood for a minute and take a look at the key capabilities that make this whole thing tick. Here's how all the pieces fit together. You've got the Universal Console, which is your single pane of glass for everything. Then there's the Universal Broker. Think of it like a smart traffic cop that sends each user to the best possible desktop for them in that exact moment. The image management service is huge. You update one master golden image and it pushes that out everywhere. You add in some really deep monitoring and simplified licensing, and suddenly you have a complete, totally integrated system.
But here's what's really powerful: the flexibility. This system isn't locking you into one ecosystem. Whether your virtual desktops are running on Microsoft Azure, AWS, or in your own on-prem data center, the control plane doesn't care. It can manage all of them. And that multi-cloud capability? That is an absolute game changer.
Okay, so that's the how, but let's get to the so what. Why should you actually care? Let's talk about the real-world efficiency payoff. What does all this tech actually mean for your team, your users, and your budget?
This comparison really says it all. I mean, look at the left side. That's the old way. It's a tangled mess of duplicated infrastructure, multiple logins for admins, and siloed environments that don't talk to each other. Now look at the right. The control plane brings order to that chaos. You get central cloud services, one unified console, true hybrid flexibility, and just a way smaller operational burden.
And honestly, it all boils down to this one number. One console. That's it. One place to manage your images, one place to monitor the health of the system, one place to direct all your users. You can't overstate how powerful that simplification is. It saves a ton of time, it cuts down on human error, and it frees up your IT team to actually work on strategic stuff instead of just putting out fires.
And that brings us to our final section, your new unified horizon. This is all about making that shift, right? Moving from a state of reactive chaos to one of proactive, intentional control over your entire desktop environment.
So what does that journey from chaos to control actually look like? Well, it's a pretty logical four-step process. First, you connect all your scattered pods to the service. Then, you centralize all of your management and monitoring into that one console. From there, you can simplify how you deliver desktops and apps, which ultimately lets you unify the end-user experience no matter where they are.
And at the end of the day, this is the promise. One console, total control. It's about taking back command of what's become a complex, sprawling environment, and finally being able to manage it with some elegance and real efficiency.
So, the last question I'll leave you with is this. When you think about the complexity you're managing every single day,
Maybe it's time to give your virtual workspace that central brain. Is it time to finally unify your horizon?